Good evening. Blessings and blessings and blessings to everyone. Thank you again for joining me tonight from around the world. Yeah, you're excited. Thank you. I'm also very, very excited. The first person to join tonight, Elder Amos Christian Tape. Thank you. You were the first person to show up tonight. Thank you so very much, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're joining from. The Lord bless you. This is Navigate with FFA. Woo! Giving meaning to living. Giving meaning to living. Welcome, everyone. Here is a tribe, a global tribe, and we speak on various topics. Family, violence, sex. I'm sure you enjoyed last Tuesday. It was mind-blowing. God laid this on my heart so we can navigate through life, because life can be full of twists and turns. So we're honored to have people that have made it or that are making it, people that are successful. I bring them here, we listen to their stories, they share with us. And it's been amazing. I'm so grateful to all of you. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you so much. Tonight is going to be, it is going to be great. My guest is already in the studio. So please, right away, can you just share the link? Invite someone. Tell someone to tell someone to tell someone. Like the video, share it, subscribe. Follow, subscribe, like, share, follow, subscribe. Invite people. You don't want nobody to miss what God is about to do tonight. So please, I'm so excited about what is going to happen. I'm giving you 60 seconds to please like, share, follow, and subscribe. My guest is in the studio. You see the way I'm sounding? 30 more seconds. Italy, Zambia, Kenya. I see all of you. Thank you. Nigeria, America. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Please like, share, follow, and subscribe. A few more minutes. No, a few more seconds, actually, because I want my guests to have, to give it to us full tonight. It's going to be awesome. Ghana, I see you. Wonderful tribe. Yes, true. The UK, thank you. Thank you. England, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Zambia, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Like and share and follow and subscribe, because it's going to be awesome tonight. While I'm getting ready to bring in my very, very special guest tonight, let me invite you to the Woman Conference holding in Akure, Ondo State, Nigeria, from June 2nd to the 4th. It's going to be a great, great time. If you are in Nigeria or you are around this place, please come and be a part. I'm also a coach, and I have one-on-one coaching programs. If you go on my website, you see this. Also, I have the FFA Executive Club. That one is on another level. Go on my website, Funke Felix-Adejumo.org, and then you see. So we have like 2-3 more seconds. We're waiting for all of you. We see you, Sierra Leone. I'm too excited. I just want to get out of the way for my guest tonight. You all know how I feel when I have a man like this. I'm reading the comments and I'm waiting for you. Glory, glory, glory. Okay. Tonight I have in the studio a man among men. an award-winning man. He's a music minister. He's a philosopher. He's a pastor. I was privileged to minister in his church recently. He's a dean. He's a professor. He's a recording. Oh my God. Where do I even start? Where do I start? I was privileged to meet with his family, his beautiful wife and children, and the church family. Oh my God, what a family. I'm honored to bring up tonight. Thank you, Rwanda. Thank you. You know, France, Ghana. Thank you. All of you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Please, let me just give him enough time. Dr. Sonnie Badu. Let it rain tonight.
Hello, FFA. Hello, mommy. Hello, viewers. Hello, family. How's everybody doing?
Very well. Thank you. Thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for honoring this tribe.
I couldn't have missed it. I couldn't have missed it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The Lord bless you.
Amen.
So, who is Sonnie? Who? Where are you coming from? We want to meet you. How did you get here? God is so big in you now. Who?
Amen.
Please.
Amen. Well, my story.
Okay, just before Dr. Sonnie, I acknowledge all of you that are here tonight on YouTube, Instagram, Clubhouse, Dr. Francina Norman. I see you. Thank you. Thank you. You see, it's Dr. Sonnie Badu that can bring heavyweight people like this tonight. So, Dr. Sonnie, you are being watched all around the world.
I am humble.
I yield the mic to you. Please go ahead. Who is Sonnie Badu? Where are you coming from? How did you get here?
Well, my parents are Ghanaians, first of all. And my dad is Ashanti, my mom is Ga. And, I've literally lived in UK my whole life. I schooled in Ghana. And then after secondary school, went back to the UK. But for over 28 years, I've had a plan. I've had a master plan of where I have to be and I need to be. Whilst I was writing little bits of tips to write down, I said something that actually struck me. I said, some people inherited legacies. Some of us have to create legacies to be inherited. You know, my story is very interesting, where my grandfather is one of the fathers of high life music, folk high life music in Ghana. But he died even before my father was born. So my father grew up hearing about his father, and that made life very difficult for him because he never had a father to guide him. He was born out of wedlock and was transported to his grandmother to take care of him because he was the odd one out. My father doesn't know his father's parents or his father's brothers or siblings. And here it is, a man carrying another man called Sonnie Badu, who's going to inherit the gift of his father, that was music. And so I knew that starting my journey, I needed the voice of my grandfather to be heard again, even though the whole world never knows about him. Now today I can live talking about him and telling the world the songs that my grandfather wrote. Living in England, I kind of knew that I wanted to get into ministry. My father is a pastor in Ghana. And he once told me that I will become a pastor. In fact, Mom, when he said it, I almost argued with him. I said, don't give me that. Don't tell me that. I'm not interested. But I've grown up in the church. I've lived my whole life as a PK, as a pastor's kid. So I end up in England and life starts. Life starts. Here you are finishing secondary school. I now went to Lewisham College in England, and then I have this urge of pursuing ministry, yet I don't have anyone to hold my hands or anyone to help me, and all I have around me is people who would abuse my gift. So
Ooh.
it was a very tough period where I was working in Boots Pharmacy, and I was also working in about 5 churches per Sunday, where I knew I was being abused. I knew I was being taken for granted, but I knew about long suffering, and I was willing to go through every process without compromise because I knew that one day anybody or everyone that looked down on me will one day say, I know him or I knew him, and they might either be able to come close to me or point hands from a distance. I knew it. I knew it. Mom, it was a very tough season where I from this church, I'd have to run to this church, to that church, and sometimes what you've done is worth so much, but you're given just 20 pounds to survive. And I was trained by my father not to argue or talk about money or discuss money, and whatever they give you, you say God bless you, you walk away, and then you're left struggling for the whole week as a student. You're literally praying for where the next daily bread would come from, and it was a very tough season. I didn't want my mother to really know what I was going on. Imagine being a mother who loves your son, and you really want the best for your son, but you know that you've done what you need to do and they have to carry on with life. And I have to always say I'm doing fine, everything is fine, but I'm not doing okay. And I don't want my mother to panic because I'm her only son, you know. And life was really, really tough. It got to a time, I gave my whole time to a church. Now I believe I can be very real here, so people
Yes.
can learn from all of this. I gave my whole life to a church. The pastor told me, leave your work. Come, I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to match up what you get. I need your giftings. I need to work with you. Mom, I did that, and I didn't even need anything. I just wanted my accommodation to be taken care of. First 3 months they started doing it. Well, later on they stopped, and I became homeless.
Ooh.
I was now sleeping in cars. I remember
Ooh.
one time I cried in a car. It was a Vauxhall, red Vauxhall, in Streatham. I was weeping and asking God, what is this whole thing about? It was raining so bad in the car, no food in Streatham Highway. I parked the car because the car didn't have a wiper, and it didn't have an insurance. And it was those times that you will sing in church and beg not for the service to close, not because
Oh.
you want to go home. You just don't have anywhere to go, and you just want to be in God's presence. Little did I know that in that period, God was molding me. God was shaping me. God was teaching me to endure the test of time. It got to a time as a young man, there was a young girl that I fell in love with. Um, and I remember she was studying medicine then. And the parents looked at me, the mother sized me up and down and said, what do you have to offer our child? Mom, there was nothing as hurtful as being accused of something you're not. You know,
Ooh.
they accused me of a criminal who was destroying the girl's life. And get this is the interesting part of this story. The church the girl attended was a word-based church. In fact, if you go there, you gotta know the word. So I was so in love with this girl that I started learning the word back to back because I did not want any man to intimidate me. Mom, guess what? This is how I know the word back to back. So every stage from the pit to the prison, there is a lesson to learn there. So when I'm teaching now and I'm writing songs, if you listen to my songs, they are biblically based. They are Bible based songs. I don't write songs to entertain. You can literally read it scripture to scripture. It was because of that story.
Ooh.
Today, God has blessed me with a beautiful wife and 5 beautiful children. And I am so blessed. I sit back to say, God, I didn't know you will honor me this way. I am so grateful. When I'm praising and dancing and jumping in the rain, people don't understand. You know, this Sunday I preached a message titled, "It's Between God and I." There are some
Oh,
testimonies you can't share to people. There's
oh,
some things people wouldn't understand. You know, that year though I walked through the valley of the shadow of death, that period where you know that God literally picked you out. So when I'm jumping, when I'm shouting, when I'm screaming, permit me to do it. This praise is between God and I. And mom, I was the rejected one. I was the one that nobody, it will anything good come out of Nazareth. It was me. It was my story. Nothing. I listen, in school I was not the best. I was not the one that mommy will come and say, "I'm proud of you." In fact, when mom got to the room and you have to check first, second, third, fourth, fifth, no, mommy will start checking from last.
oh God.
Because what I realized later on growing was my way of learning was very different from others. And African parents didn't have the time to learn all of these things. So I was just not doing well in school. And so to be able to write 50 books, to be able to be doing what I've done, I look at my son and I tell my son, "You have a big shoe to fill, but I'll hold your hands to fill it and beyond, because what I've been through in life is what has shaped me to be what I am." I've survived Europe, I've survived Africa, I'm surviving America, not because of anything, because of the process that God took me through. And that's the problem with this new generation, mama. They don't want to go through process. They think you just got to get up, get a social media account, and start talking and making noise. Recently, I've seen some young men who just started going on holidays, and then they'll picture and video themselves on holiday boats, and they just started ministry. You are on holiday already. I have not taken a break. If I'm taking a break, it's with my wife and family. I have not. You see, some of them are getting this whole thing wrong, but I can talk about my story from morning to night. So this is what God has done, and Rock Hill for me is just God's gift to me. After being faithful, 10 years ago, I knew that the calling would follow me, and what people didn't know was that 10 years back, what I'm doing now was what I've been doing. I just didn't want the world to know me as a preacher yet because of the mindset of people, especially Africans. Is he not a singer? Why is he preaching? And that could close a lot of my doors. But what people didn't know is that I was preaching more than I was singing. And reverse back in London, God gave me that song, "Open the Floodgate," in a very, 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 very struggling season of my life where it was all over. It was all over. Then I asked God to just give me one song, because Lionel Peterson had told me that. Lionel Peterson said, "Sonny, all you need is one song." Like I wrote, "Peace when troubles blow, Jehovah sees, Jehovah knows." He said, like I wrote that. All you need is that one song that will change your life. So in my struggling period one day, many years ago, about 19 years ago, Dr. Ronkin came to KICC. And I was standing in the crowd. This man was up there on stage. I had received prophecies that I'll be like him one day, but I didn't know how I would. So whilst he was singing, I managed to stand at the front and I told him, "They said I'll be like you one day." Then he said, "Ah?" I said, they said I'll be like you one day. He reached down and laid hands on me. Mommy, that was all I needed. That's why when I'm live in the stadiums, I go to lay hands on people, because that's what turned my life around. I couldn't get the time to book an appointment with him because I was nobody then. But that hand laying, I grabbed onto it and I held onto God like the woman with the issue of blood who will hold onto the hem of his garment. Guess what? When I started filling stadiums, guess who I bring to the stadiums in Ghana? Dr. Ron Kenoli.
My God.
And I reminded him, sir, this is what you said, and this is what it is. And he blessed me. In fact, at that time, he said, Dr. Badu, should I die in West Africa, I want you to bury me. And that was honorable for me. And so I love to encounter people. I love to pray for people. I love to say a word of encouragement in their life, because that's what Ron Kenoli did for me. And today, Africa celebrates me. My family celebrates me. My church celebrates me. And my mother and my father are so proud of me. And it's very humbling.
Oh my God. My eyes are teary, Dr. Sonnie. Oh my God. Before we close tonight, you're going to sing a song for us. Please get ready. I don't know which one you were saying.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for sharing that with us. I want you to please tell us in this tribe, what's your view about mentorship? Both sides, both ways, because some mentors are tormentors. You submit to them and then you're finished.
Mm-hmm.
They just want money from you. They want to use you and dump you and all that. And then some people feel that, oh, I don't need a mentor. I'm anointed. God has called me. So please, I want you to balance the two. Please speak about mentoring or mentorship.
Mentorship is so vital on the road to success. There is no successful person that can stand and say, I don't have a mentor. If you question success, success will show you who mentored him or her. Before you get to the top, understand that there are people who have made it and those who have failed trying to get there. And having both parties always help. The one who failed will tell you what they did to fail. And the one who's made it will tell you what they're doing to be there. Also, getting there is not the problem. Sustaining yourself there, that's the biggest problem. Because rising to the top is so easy. There are different journeys there, but holding yourself up there is where the problem is. Prophet Samuel was one of the greatest prophets in the Bible, a man who would speak to God and God would speak to a man that was called at a very tender age. But even at the period where God had taken his hands off Eli, God respected and understood the power of mentorship, that when Samuel couldn't understand the voice of God, Eli had to teach him on what the voice of God sounds like. And guess what God did? This is very deep. God uses the voice of Eli to speak to Samuel. That's why Samuel kept on going back to Eli. Daddy, are you calling me? Daddy, are you calling me? And for the third time, Eli realized that no, this is the voice of God. God would never use a stranger to mentor you. He would never use a stranger to mentor you. So if you have your daughters there, imagine you being in the room and your daughter's in another room and she's hearing something like your voice calling her, but you know it's not you. Then she goes to bed and then she says, Mom, are you calling me? You said, no, I didn't call you. But because you have seen it before, you now tell her, wait, when that voice calls you, say, speak, for your servant hear it. So God had to teach Samuel that even though you have been appointed, you need Eli, who's lost, to hold you and navigate you through. And it is so vital, especially when you find favor before your mentors. They are able to hold you to withstand the test of time. They are able to help you and navigate you through every storm. We need mentors. We need people who will direct us on what to do in our next level. However, you're very right. There are also people who abuse opportunities to help people. you cannot do. You see, those people will always be there. The good ones will be there. The bad ones will be there. You just got to know what is right for you and do whatever it will take to draw your attention. Also, let me flip it to the third side. There are also people who want to abuse people who have made it, not want to be mentored, but want to pretend as if they want to be mentored. So it goes three ways. There are abusers of mentorship, and there are also mentees who abuse mentors. So they'll come around and behave, hi, Papa, hi, Mama, how are you? Once they leave your presence, that's it. They do their own thing. But they only come around you because of the power of association. They want people to think they are very associated to you, which adds to their profile. Oh, they saw them take a picture of Mama Funke. Oh, that's my mother. No, they don't even know you from anywhere. So there are mentees that are abusing mentors. There are mentors that are also abusing mentees. I've had people cry and say, listen, the man will send me from here to there. No, there's nothing wrong with all of that. But if you cannot do, you see, I wouldn't, anything I tell any pastor around me to do, I'm the first to do it. And so that this is a mentor from God when they lead by example, especially Africa. A lot of the pastors abuse people 24/7, waste their time and waste their life, will let you sit at church from morning to night without working. And then you become a waste.
A week.
You become a waste. From then they'll add all nights to it, they'll add midnight prayer to it, they'll add everything. And so I normally would ask, so how do you survive? What do you do? There was a young man who said he wanted to get married. I said, which woman will marry you? Go find a job. Go get a job. I told him, leave and go and get a job. You see, so there are a lot of mentors who are abusing you in the name of God is using me to change your life. And you're destroying that person's life. You are destroying that person's life. You are destroying that person's destiny. So we do need mentors. I have fathers who, if I want to turn left, I'd ask Dad, what do you think? Tell me. And even songs I write, I have fathers that I'll send it to them and say, please tell me how does it sound like? What they'll say, okay, it's good. Or like my pastor, Pastor Kinsley at PAJ, one of the hymns I wrote about 5 years ago, I was speaking in too much tongues in it. He's Baptist. So he said, Sonnie, if you want to go global, really reduce the tongue speaking. Not that you're not spiritual, but on the global platform, you don't add too much of the tongues. I took it out. And I sent it back to him. That is okay. He said, thumbs up. He's Baptist, Pastor Kinsley. He's like a father to me. He's the real epitome of what mentorship is. He buys a land. He'll call me, Sonnie, buy a land next door to me. He is the one that puts stadiums together for me. So why wouldn't I listen to him? So these are some of the fathers that have your interest at heart. They will do anything to see you succeed. And there are others who, the little you have, they want to take it from you too. I always say to people that spiritual fatherhood and sonship and motherhood and daughtership, it's two ways. You see somebody, you build them up, and then they get to a place where you can also benefit from them. But some people also get it wrong, where they call you a son, and every day you must give them money. Every day you must give them money. They will waste you, and when trouble finds you, everybody disappears. So in terms of mentorship, we all do need mentors. And I really pray that this generation will learn better and become a better people.
Wow. Wisdom speaking here tonight. Thank you so very much, Dr. Sonnie. Appreciate you. Amen. So let's talk about the balance of ministry and family.
It's a very interesting subject that has affected a lot of homes. I realized, based on my research, that a lot of pastors get to a certain stage and have no relationship with their children. And it sometimes comes with this whole ministry thing where you feel you need to find the daily bread for your family, and you need to keep going and keep going and keep going until you can't go no more. But by the time you realize, you've lost that relationship with your spouse. I remember, I think when you were preaching, you did say that a certain amount of years, of your kids, you were literally taking care of them. And sometimes, um, it dents the family, you know. It's a very, very sensitive topic. However, personally, what I've started doing, because 3 of my children, when they were born, I was not there, because I had traveled, or I had gone the week before, and the baby didn't come, and I had to come back to earn money to take care of the family. So what happened was, when God changed my destiny, I relocated the family, and then I'm now tailor making our lives together, i.e., I've taken Mondays out. Monday is a day for the family. I have to serve the family. I have to cook for them. I have to spend time with them. No matter how tired or drained I am, I've got to make sure that the family is my priority. Even yesterday, I took them dinner. I was drained, I was tired, but it's become a culture. And I'm beginning to see that that's helping. Even though the church is 4 years old, I need to build it. You know how church members can be, everybody pulling you here. I've had to put my foot down to let people know that Mondays is for me and my family. I'll give you an example. One of our church members had an accident. She had twins in the car. One came out of the car, was pronounced dead on the spot. And when I was called, I said, God is gonna deal with this. I'm not moving anywhere. I'm going to send my pastors to go. And praise be to God, the boys lived. The pastors took care of them. The pastors prayed. But it was because I was determined to let my family know that no matter what, Mondays are for you. No matter where I am, I have to be at home, unless I've traveled to Africa or another country. I have to be with you guys on Monday, and I realize it means a lot to them. At the same time, I also bring them into my world to see what I'm doing. I try as much as possible to communicate with my wife, to let her know that, listen, it's not easy. Oh. It not be easy like it they look more, so that she can also feel and see the pain, because mom, everything is costly. The church bills, mortgages you have to pay, car notes you have to pay. Nothing is for free, irrespective of our anointing. So it's a balance. Once you are enjoying this side of life, which I make sure the family has everything they need, you also need to understand that it's coming from a place here, and there's a price to pay. So I think with God's wisdom, things are merging for me. However, it's not the same way for a lot of people. It's really affected and dented homes where fathers don't have that much relationship with their children because they have to go outright. Personally, I'm privileged to have that closeness with my children. It's like when I'm with them, even for 2 hours, it's as if, it's as if we've bonded for many years. And I think it's also a gift from God for me. I make sure I cook for everybody. I love to cook, so I make sure I take care of them. So it's not easy, but I think wisdom, once you have wisdom and the right people in place, you are able to adjust everything accordingly.
Amazing. When I came to preach for you a few months ago, you sent very, very respectable people to pick me up at the airport. And you called and said that you honor me, you appreciate me, You're sorry you had to go pick your kids from school. You remember?
I remember that, Mommy. Yeah.
When I was preaching for you, I said, for some time, I didn't take no invitation. Every Thursday night, my husband and I, that was our family night. The children could ask us any question. And while they were growing up, when we started traveling, we would take the kids along. At a point, I will give the microphone to the children, either to sing or to greet the audience before preaching. In fact, before I will preach, I will make the children stand up, acknowledge them, thank them for not allowing the microphone to be snatched away. I think that this is important for men and women of God. You are not El Shaddai, else you shall die. You cannot win the whole world. Cut your head. Some people will still not be pleased.
Yeah.
Jesus is the only one that could have died for the church, and he died for the church. And please remember that the children that you nurture today will nourish you in your old age. So don't let ministry deprive your children of your presence. There's so much wisdom in what Dr. Sonnie shared with us.
Mom, it's so important. Like, in terms, even their schools, I make sure I'm the one that takes them to register, sit down. I have a very good relationship with the teachers. My wife deals with them, but they know that, okay, this is Dr. Badu, and I'm constantly ensuring that anything the school needs, I'm here to give them. Sometimes during Christmas we get a lot of toys here. My wife would say, oh, can you deliver it? And I carry them myself to take them to the school and give it to the teacher, just to build that bond. So I'm very conscious about wanting to merge my family and my ministry, because my ministry is also me. Without the ministry, I wouldn't be who I am. So the family has to be married together with it, in wisdom and in understanding. And I think with God's prayer, with the right people around, because sometimes if your spouse doesn't have the right people around, that's when they'll start to say stuff and, start causing confusion in the home. But when you have the right people around, everybody begins to see that this is also of a good cause. I'll give you an example. If I have 4-5 places to go, some of them have already paid deposit already. And I had to take the deposit because I needed to do stuff for the family. I've got to also make sure I show up there. And sometimes it can inconvenience the family, but that's what I used to take care of the family. So it just has to be merged well. And last year, I took the family to Disney World. And the whole plan is every year we spent 7 days there, and we spent about $15,000 just in Disney World. Anything they wanted, they got. I cooked for them all 7 days. I made sure they had fun, and so I'm trying to also merge the family and ministry together, which is the best thing to do for peace of mind and effective ministry.
Fantastic. Amazing. And this is not just only about pastors, people in business too.
Absolutely.
It's important for you to create time. When our kids were young, I remember how my husband, when we couldn't even afford to travel abroad, my husband would drive hours. And then we'll take a break, check it. He will check us into the hotel, myself and the kids, check us into the hotel. And then 2 days, it takes off again. He will drive.
Another place.
Just to bond. When our children were getting married, there were things I was too shy to discuss with them. My husband had sessions with each child. This is how to treat a woman. This is sex. This is what a man wants. Stuff like that. And I say to my husband regularly, if you cough in church, I'll be blessed. Because you live what you preach.
Mm.
There are too many people that are so busy selling Coca-Cola, preaching the gospel, running here and there, but they've lost their homes. And this is so terrible. So terrible. Whew. I can't believe time is going. Dr. Badu, let's talk about adultery in marriage. Particularly ministers. Well, not ministers home now. Let's talk general because this is a global tribe. Few minutes, and then I'm going to ask you one more question. So let's talk about this. A lot of people see you as an example. I've been to your church. I've seen the way you relate with your wife and children, and I'm so proud of you. I cannot deceive you.
Thank you.
I know it will only get better. So can you just share a word on that for us?
It's a very interesting aspect where I'm happy to talk about. Marriage is two families coming together, two different families merging together as one people. And I have a message I preached titled The Animal Family, Animal Kingdom, where God said something to me that if we can behave like animals, we can last long and enjoy our marriage. What do we mean? The monkey knows how the fellow monkey behaves. The lion knows how the fellow lion behaves. It's us human beings who crossbreed. And because we cannot understand each other, we always clash. So a lot of positions we occupy, sometimes we don't have the mandate or the manual for those positions. And then what happens is other people begin to occupy those spaces, and then you build better bonds with other people, and then you attract to each other. This is how it happens in relationships and in marriages. If you know that your husband is a CEO here, or a managing director here, or a pastor here, irrespective of how you were brought up, whether your mother was a deaconess or whatever, you need to find out how it is to stand by a person like this. So don't just go into the marriage as this is how you are, this is how you have to be accepted. Otherwise, there are certain needs the man would want that sometimes wouldn't even know how to express the needs he's looking for. And you, the spouse, that's supposed to know what to do, because you haven't been mentored, you don't know what to do. And then he will find the end to the need from another person. So it comes back to knowing who you are as a woman. I'm growing and it looks like I'm going to marry a man of God. I need a mother like Mommy Funke to teach me on how to walk with men of God, how to understand the mindset of men of God, how they operate. Likewise, turn it around. I'm a man of this stature. I need a wife that must understand me in this manner. I need to treat the wife as this. Of course, there will be challenges. You will go through certain things together, but there's nothing that cannot be resolved with the right people around you. So coming back to that topic, once you get to know the purpose of the relationship, you focus so much on that purpose, and you also overcome obstacles. Bear in mind that there are family bloodlines, there are family altars that repeats itself. I was doing counseling one time, and I realized that the man loved his wife so much, but in the family line, the men in that family don't stay faithful. And in the wife's family line, the women in that family don't honor men well. They just disrespect the men, insult the men. They can look at a man and tell him you're an idiot, or try and hit the man as well. Now, they love each other. They love each other. Oh my God, when you see them on a normal day, this is love at first sight. But there are bloodlines, family altars that because they did not deal with, it's now meeting. So if you don't have the right pastor to fine line and pull the threads out and help you to understand that this is a prayer topic, but let's look at the purpose of the marriage and fulfill that purpose. And in fulfilling purpose, you'll find joy in each other. You'd realize that what you used to say that will kick the man out and let him drive out and not come home, you'll stop saying it. Things you used to do that will not make the woman happy, you'll stop doing it, because there's a level you discover purpose, and all you want to do is to fulfill purpose. So whilst we're talking about adultery and all of that, we have to also look deep into it. Which man of God would be at the top and want to go and sleep with one small girl to disgrace himself? Think about it. But when you check the bloodline, you discover that the father did it. The grandfather did it. They're attracted to this kind of women. So the women will destroy them, make them feel like, no, man, you are not a man. You know, a woman can talk to you in a way that will make you feel as if there's nothing inside of you. Then when he steps out, they are telling him, my guy. Of course, you will be attracted to this side, not defending this or defending that. You just need to look at the logistics of it, the purpose of the marriage, and then ensure that if there are generational issues that needs to be dealt with. If you're married as a girl and your mother is divorced, your aunties are divorced, your grandmother was divorced, understand that as good as you are, there are certain traits that if you don't take care, it will track you down here. And if you don't face that demon square, it will show up again and you also repeat history. So when we merge all of these together, we discover that we need the right counselors to help. I've helped a lot of marriages here, and today they sit in church holding each other's hands, smiling, and some came ready with divorce papers. And I said, no, we're going to fix this. And by the time I literally drew everybody's picture, they all realized we need each other. For the sake of our children, we need to help each other. You're not perfect, I'm not perfect, but for the sake of purpose, we can make something happen with this family.
My God. Woo, people are throwing questions. We have a few more minutes. Thank you, Dr. Sonnie. Thank you so very much. What's your take on abusive marriage?
Well, I say this
as a woman. If I'm being abused, should I just, what's your take?
I'll say this and I'll say it again. If you go into a marriage and the man is physically abusive, leave and find him help. Okay? Move back to your mother's house and let him receive help. It's very important. Most of these young men inherited the spirit of abuse from their fathers. It was inherited. Let's imagine the young girl, the lady that died recently out of an abused marriage. Guess what? When the man was doing it, the boys, the kids were watching. This is how it starts. And if you're to interview that man, he will also tell you, my father used to do it to my mother. So are they good men? Yes, they are. But there's a demon sitting inside of them that when it comes in, it doesn't know whether this is a female or this is a male. He's just rising to attack you. With that, you've got to be careful because, hey, the first knock could make you lose your eye. Put love aside. The first knock could make you deaf and dumb. You could lose your teeth, all in the name of I love him. Move back home. Tell the pastor, tell your pastor that this man hit me, like here at Rock Your Church. And the men know, if I catch you hitting your wife, I'll give you boxing gloves. Let's fight. Hit me. Let me hit you. No, I always say it here. I'll give you boxing gloves. Let's hit each other. How do you hit a woman? However, there are also women, Mom, that their words are worse than thunderbolt. They say things that your own mother never said it to you. You know, and sometimes a man cannot speak words back. His reaction is a punch. You know, so yeah, men cannot speak. It's also an idiot. A man that insults a woman is useless. How do you stand with a woman and insult back? No. So normally a man will slap or hit or be abusive. Some too are natural bullies. They want power by all means. I recently saw a man who was attempting to beat his wife in front of the children, and the daughter said, then beat me. And then he took a belt. He needs to be put in a cage and locked with animals there. So come on, man. But God told me something, that women are a reflection of the men. If you hit a woman, you're hitting yourself. If you hit a woman, it's you're knocking yourself. And so we have to also look at the before the marriage part. When you're going through your counseling, we need to dig into deep to discover, did you have any abusive father? Did you have any abusive mother? How long were your parents were together? Were they constantly so that we're able to mentally help them before we join them together. Some of the demons too also wait till marriage. But most of the time, even when you're boyfriend, girlfriend, they will show you signs and signals of what they are capable of doing. So those are the moments and the times you can advise yourself that this is not for me. And sir, you need help. I'm going to report you to pastor, and you need 5 months out. And the pastors will help you. If there are even people that can help the men, like they take you to for counseling, and some are suffering mental health. Some people are going through mental health, and that's how they react. I know women who they rather beat the men. I do counseling every day. She will lift her hands and slap the husband. There was one counseling I was doing here, and the woman had serious anger issues. Mom, the man would build his studio, and the woman would go and destroy everything the man has worked hard for. And this is America. If she calls police, she can accuse you. So the man has to be quiet or video for evidence. So I called him here. I called them here, and the man is African, Nigerian. The woman is American. So I wanted to actually let her understand culture. That, hey, first of all, African men, we don't tolerate such things. You've got to know how you speak to an African man. She got angry, started cussing, and walked away from my office. That's when I told the man, my guy, good luck to you. So there are a lot of interesting cases that when you think I've seen women take guns and point at the men, that if you don't leave this house, I'll shoot you down. So the point here is, if you smell abuse, move out and let them get help.
Oh my God. If you smell. Thank you so much, Dr. Sonnie. Physical abuse, emotional abuse, psychological abuse, any form of abuse. If you smell abuse. A man sent a video to me of, oh my God, the wife. Dr. Sonnie, I had to tell the man, please, take your shirt and leave. Not woman this time around, man. It was bad. I said, just take your shirt and leave. You can't continue like this. So there are women that abuse their husbands too.
Mom, there are even pastors' wives that the men cannot say much, but when you read body languages,
Oh God.
One of a pastor friend of mine in Australia, sometimes the wife will lock him in the room and say, hey, today you're not preaching. You're not going anywhere. He'll be calling, crying, please tell her to open the door. It's mental torture. The person's mother or father did not do that. The woman's father never abused her, but how dare you? What gives you the audacity to abuse the woman? The man's mother never abused him. What gives you the audacity to abuse, So if you sniff it, if you smell it, mental, physical, verbal, step back and seek help for him. And tell people, she abuses me or he abuses me. So that if he really wants help, he will get it. Sometimes, most of the time, when they come back to their senses, they'll come with gifts and say, I'm sorry, it won't happen again. It's like a demon. I mean, I've had a lot of abused women here at Rock Hill Church. I think my ministry is helping abused women. I've had a lot, and when they tell you their stories, it's all in common. When the men hit us and they abuse us, they now come to beg and apologize and promise never to do it again.
Woo! I can't believe time is...
So sometimes we do wonder, why are you still in the marriage? Why are you still there? No, he comes back begging with gifts, saying, I love you.
Oh, God.
Please help me. I need help. It won't happen again. I love, and then they do it again.
Oh, Dr. Sonnie, people are already making requests that I should bring you back. So get ready, because I'm going to bring you back some
Yes,
very
ma'am.
soon.
Yes, ma'am.
So before you sing, and then we close tonight, what a blessing you are. Please, what advice do you have for anyone aspiring to be successful in life?
It's very simple. Find those who have been successful, are successful, and learn from them. Sometimes you wouldn't get the opportunity to meet them wherever they are, but watch their life and watch how they conduct themselves. And if you get the chance to get close, ask wise questions. I've seen a lot of people who come near success, and instead of them to keep quiet to write notes, they are talking and talking and talking, and you just keep quiet and just watch them like finish talking and go. When you get the privilege to get close to somebody who's gone through to places you're trying to go, ask questions. Be sensitive around that person. But Mom, I pray for this new generation that they are not swayed by social media influence, because social media makes you feel independent. It makes you feel like you're a superstar overnight. And so you are forced to skip process and want to be out there, take some pictures and get some likes. So find a mentor, find a mother, find a father, someone who, when they rebuke you, you will take it in good heart, good faith, and just submit to them and let God use them to build you to your purpose.
What a blessing you are. What a massive blessing. Thank you so very much, Dr. Sonnie Badu. Thank you. It's a global tribe and people from different parts of the world. Canada, this, that. Thank you so very much. Please sing a song before we close.
Okay. I'm going to do this one. I have confidence. It goes, I heard about Abraham. You never let him down. Oh, I heard about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. You never let them down. Oh, yeah. And I heard about Daniel in the lion's den. You showed up. Hey. After 90 years of Sarah bearing, you gave her a son. You gave her a son. Oh, what about David? He said, in sin did my mother conceive me, but you made him a king, moving him from the wilderness to the palace. Hey, and you pick messes and you make it a message. Hey, and you always take trashes and turn them into treasures. You say, who am I to doubt who you are? Oh God, who am I to doubt who you are? All I gotta do is this, I have confidence in you. Jesus, I have confidence in you. Savior, I have confidence in you. Anytime, anywhere, I have confidence in you. When everybody let me down. Thank you, Mommy.
Oh my God.
I have a little bit of a cold, so forgive me.
No, that was awesome.
Thank you.
That was alto backup.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Sonnie. What a
Thank you,
blessing
Mom.
you are. What a gift of God. Please give our love to the First Lady and your wonderful children and the church family. We're going to bring you back again and again and again. Thank you very much. Thank
you. Love you.
Thank you.
God
Love
bless
you
you.
too. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. My global family. The Lord bless all of you. Again, in the name of Jesus. I'll see you again next week, Tuesday. It's going to be another powerful, powerful session next week, Tuesday. Get ready because God is set to do us good. God bless you. Go on my website and you will find different information and answers to your questions. Thank you very much, the team. God bless you all. Have a fantastic night and a blessed, blessed evening. Bye.